Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. More side play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Khemia. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that make this game and others, and also want to get the news version earlier, you can go to Patreon, where it's $3 a month. So, in the last Let's Play, we came from flying above Khemia to on Khemia, and also talked with Amicus about him going, hey, these guys have advanced technology while we are not so advanced. We should try to do a little information gathering or maybe even spying to get some of that technology or, learn more about it. Also, it's like, why is it that these highly advanced people want to make an alliance with basically primitives? And then also, what was the other thing? We were talking about, education between Scipio and these two boys. The differences in the education and all that stuff. So, with that out of the way, let's reset our face. And pray to the gods that I can actually read this time. A second later, the stone door lowers slowly. It's dark in the entryway, and I wonder why there's no lighting at all. Nefru sighs loudly next to me, muttering something about theatrics. Then I see a glint of light reflecting off something gold. Then Vizier Ramoses steps out into the courtyard. Muscly. Though not as muscly as Nefru, it seems. Though, how does that headgear work? Is it supposed to be cut off up here? Maybe it is. But, I don't know how that works. Anyways, I was nervous about this moment, despite having seen the vizier before at 2 meetings over the past 2 years. But with the usual ceremonial garb, it's more intimidating, which I suppose is the point. Shiny, smooth black drones float around him, moving close to us for a moment, as if looking for any signs of danger before moving back to the vizier. We all stand awkwardly for a moment, and I look between Amicus and Ramoses, wondering who should make the first move. I assume Amicus knows how to properly greet the vizier, but after making us wait, it's clear proper etiquette is not being used right now, and Amicus simply watches him carefully. Then there's more movement behind him, and I see another jackal, a younger female. Female? I mean, I would like to see both. Oh, I see both. Well, one. She walks up behind the vizier, and she bends his knees slightly so that she can reach the mask and pull it up over his head. Oh, he's skinny. Then she moves to his left, where she stands and looks on politely. Oh, she's adorable. Then she locks eyes with me and doesn't look away. Her expression tells me she's found something, and I know this must be Aya. Also, it's kind of funny how they do that, little lip thing right there, just pouty. Not really pouty, but Then Ramoses steps forward, head high, leaning back a bit more than he might need to. I wonder if it has to do with his position. Welcome, Emperor Amicus, and welcome, Amicus's subjects. It is an honor to have you and your people on our planet once more. May Ahotep be with you this day, and with Adastra forever. And may Ahotep be with you. Thank you for the invitation and for accommodating our envoy. Also... Oh, I guess it is 2 H's. I was like, is that how you say Ahotep? It seems we may have arrived too early, so I apologize for that as well. No apologies necessary. You're right on time. I see. That's a relief then. However, it would have not been a problem if you had been early. The fact that you are here now, on peaceful terms, is all that matters to the Pharaoh and his people. Of course, and may it stay that way forever. The hot wind blowing across the desert is the only sound during the gaps in their conversation. Seem to empathize how the pauses go on for just a second too long. Forever, indeed. I must thank you for taking time away from your vital duties as Emperor to talk with Khemia directly. All is well on Adastra, I trust. I hear your sister is acting in your place. Yes, of course. I was reluctant to do so, but the importance of our discussions required it. I only hope we can reach a solution during my time here. Of course. Also, what is with that face right there? Though I do kind of wonder what's a sudden tangent happens. Like, what happened to Cass and the cat guy? Because well, I guess that was between. Well, did we see him before we left? I guess we did. I don't know. Sorry. The pharaoh is still wrapping up his visit to Amorpha. The progress can still be made between the two of us in the meantime. Now, let's head inside and we can begin preliminary discussions, along with plans to visit the city for your public address in 3 days. Very well, and thank you again. No need for thanks. It's an honor to have you here. Amicus begins following the vizier into the palace before Ramoses turns back to us. Nefru, please show the others around and make sure they're comfortable. Then he disappears into the palace, with Amicus following him. I blink, slightly stunned by the brief, tense introduction. Tense. Not much of an introduction, considering he didn't even acknowledge us. I had been ready for some kind of unpleasantries, considering how Nefru talks about him. But if I were to judge him based on how those few minutes, I don't think his demeanor is even suited for ruling. If he's the next pharaoh, would he not just end the alliance as soon as his father steps down or passes away? Bit of an asshole, isn't he? I whirl on my teacher, eyes wide, paws up, trying to shush him. It's fine, Scipio. Asshole is a compliment for the likes of him. A prick under the guise of politeness. The nicer he acts, the more he wishes you dead. Ambassador Brunus. Brunus jumps, looking down at the much smaller wolf. Yeah? I must ask some questions about Khemian political etiquette to better log this event in my records. Well, that wasn't exactly normal, but, okay. Do you want to go inside first, or... It shall be quick. I'm going to be taking notes out here anyway, once we're done. I watch Brunus awkwardly try to talk to Vetrus, but the height differential is so much that he eventually sits on his rump to better talk to the neurotic teacher eye to eye. She's adorable. It's okay that I want to fuck your brother? What? Anyways. Nefru, it's so good to have you back. She jumps up and hugs him, which makes me relax, taking it as a signal for formal etiquette is no longer required. It is good to see you again, too. I'm just glad to be back. Yeah, I was so upset when you told Father you went to stay after what happened at the palace. We both know that would have only made everything worse. The only place I had some purpose, anyway. I mean, it's the only place I have some purpose. I understand. Now, please introduce me to your friend. Ah yes, Rami. Didn't even introduce any of us, did he? Aya gasps, then laughs. I forgot you call him that sometimes. Do be more careful around him, though. He's a bit tenser than he used to be. Testier. I can read. Fantastic news. Anyway, this is Scipio. He's a student of the scholar over there. His name's Vetrus. His directives are to... Nefru stops as he realizes that Aya has stepped forward, grabbing my paw. Aw, cute. Though I didn't see any new other things. I need to, put these things for thumbnails and stuff, you know? Boop. I flinch in surprise, but try to play it off with a smile. Touching during an introduction goes against every wolven upbringing, but I grip it back gently to acknowledge it. At the same time, I wave at her with my free paw without even realizing it, as if I'm using every greeting I can to cover my bases. Hello, Aya. It's a pleasure to meet you. Nephew has told me a bit about you. It's a pleasure meeting you, Scipio. I think we've already met, though not formally. Oh, yes, so that was you in my dreams? The last words come out in a humiliating mumble, then almost squeak at the very end. Luckily, she only nods, and I'm relieved I haven't exposed myself as insane yet. I notice then that she's still holding my paw, as if she's feeling for something, and her attention doesn't seem to be on my face, as I would expect, but still, she seems to be focusing hard. I look at Nephew, but he holds back a raised brow, seemingly as confused as I am. She's frozen for a bit, then her grip twitches, and her demeanor changes completely. She stares at her paws, then looks up at me closely. I duck my ears in embarrassment. I'm sorry, I'm probably out of touch when it comes to meeting someone in the Khemian. Don't be sorry, this isn't a typical greeting. Her voice, once high, melodic and eager, is now low and almost dull. Still, she holds my paw, and I make a little effort to pull back, to gently encourage her to end this strange, non-typical greeting, but she continues to hold on. I stand there helplessly, looking at Nefru for help. Aya, please, maybe you can do that sort of thing when you get to know him better? Aya doesn't acknowledge him, but she seems to come out of the trance, and, with a sad look, she releases her grip. She stares at me with the same sad, almost disbelieving look, and I fidget with my glasses to give my paw something to do. I know that feeling where it's like, I don't know what to do with my paw, so... He doesn't normally do anything like that. That I've seen. Aya, are you alright? A part of me wonders if this is my fault, especially if this isn't the first time she's done it. I'm sorry. I was just really excited to meet you. She says this, even though the excitement is gone from her voice. Oh, it's fine. My voice is loud and full of false cheer, as if to make up for the lost enthusiasm. May I ask you what that was about, though? Of course, but it will have to wait until we have more privacy. We have privacy. Jeffrey gestures Brunus and Vetrus, and I realize that my teacher's reedy, relentless voice is still chattering on, while Brunus stares at him, mouth agape, and squinting in confusion. From them, maybe. She gives Nefru an almost guilty look. Wait, me? But I'm his friend. You can't just grab people you don't know and drag them into your... Nefru cuts himself off, but Aya catches it. My what, Nefru? My witchcraft? My imagination? Do you also think I'm a schizophrenic? Schizophrenic our family is just trying to disguise? No, of course not. Nefru looks like he wants to say more, but he simply closes his mouth, looking stunned. I'm still stunned as well, and now I'd much rather be with Vetrus, making sure he's not saying anything too foolish. A strange, irrational thought that I could be the reason the relationship falls apart crosses my mind. I believe I started things off a bit awkwardly. Please forgive my wolven habits. I brow slightly at her, trying to give this tension between them a release, and it seems to work, at least a little. No, Scipio, I'm the one with the unusual habits. I just have a lot on my mind right now, and there are some fairly popular rumors going around about my role in the palace. She says that last bit to Nefru. They believe you're mentally ill? It's the latest one, but it's a natural consequence to the secrecy of my role. I apologize for disrespecting it. I can at least sympathize with false rumors, though. We also need to talk. Of course, Nefru. You're staying at the palace while our guests are here, right? Yes, as long as Ram leaves me alone and doesn't kick me out. I'm technically part of the envoy, after all. Yes, it'll be just like old times. Well, maybe not just like old times, but hopefully we can still enjoy ourselves. With Skip. I smile slightly at the casual nickname, wondering how every Khemian I've met uses it so quickly and naturally. I'm also here to understand and observe the ways of Khemia, inside and outside the palace, so I'm glad to be included. This is so exciting. Sorry if I'm sounding insane, but being in the palace with only Ramoses around, trying to make casual conversation with me. She shudders. It's a bit of a nightmare. That bad, huh? It's probably because he has no one to talk to either. With Father off planet and Hanut training in Amadun, Ramoses has always had someone to guide him, but that's definitely not going to be me. It's weird, like no one else is around him or guides him or something. I sighed to become a bit bold and break into the conversation. The time we waited for him when he first arrived, was it some sort of political tactic, or is he just? I searched for the correct, least offensive words. Unaware of his actions? No. If he ever seems rude, it's intentional on his part. Right, Aya? We literally stood at the entrance for 5 minutes. Oh. I'm sorry. I don't know. But you're high-ranking ambassador and foreign relations expert. Sure, but I don't know anything about some pharaoh from 5,000 years ago. I turned to see Vetris, who is unbelievably clutching Brunis's pant leg to prevent him from moving away. Oh gods, please excuse me. It was nice meeting you, and I hope we can talk again soon, Aya. Of course. I suppose I'll take the time to catch up with Aya. Good luck dealing with that. I look back, and at this point, Brunis is trying to keep his pants up with a paw, and I practically run to pull Vetris off him, doing it in a way that doesn't drop Brunis' trousers. The hell is going on somewhere? Sounds like someone's having a drag race. Magistrate Flavius. At this point, what I'm most curious about is why you're bothering to talk to me in the first place. I was under the impression that you were seeking a compromise. Falvis, one of the triumvirates of Lupus, stares at her, looking somewhat bored. Virginia assumes the only reason for his communication is to disrespect her. I have told you our conditions. More funding to maintain culturally and historically significant buildings and locations. More voting power for Lupus triumvirates, and for Lupus to have veto power in any votes the triumvirates are part of. Oh, so he's like, I'm gonna have all the power and stuff. God, gotta love veto power. Virginia stares at the man, noting the bald patches in his head fur, likely due to fur pulling, made all the more noticeable in how he groomed his fur to try and disguise it. He looks relaxed before her, but she doubts that's how he feels. A realistic compromise. And I apologize for having to repeat myself, but here it is in a more concise format that you might remember. The last I checked a year ago, Lupus is our second wealthiest city, just behind at Rodse. Still, this demand is at least possible, but the others? Why should Lupus have more voting power when your population, last I checked, is only 1.5 million, half the 3 million average? I can think of 4 cities right now that actually do need more voting power due to their large populations. Finally, why does Lupus deserve veto power, a power reserved only for Adastra? Oh wait, I guess Adastra's the city, not the planet, is it? I don't know. What will the other cities think? There is no explanation or excuse for it. I do not need to justify the reason for it. The answer is absolutely not. The wolf growls in his throat, but it's so slight, Virginia is willing to let it go as unintentional, wanting to keep her conversation with this man as short and quick as possible. But Lupus is the historic capital of Adastra. Virginia struggles not to roll her eyes. Lupus was temporary capital for less than a decade, over 5 millennia ago, while Triceli served as a temporary capital for even longer, and far more recently. But she realized there's little point in arguing with this man. Virginia staring at his head for her instead, thinking about how best deal with this situation. Not just with Lupus, but the Empire as a whole. And if you're not even going to listen to me, then I don't believe there's much discussion left for us. You're right. At this point in time, we seemingly have nothing to negotiate. In the meantime, Adastra will be keeping a close eye on your city. Always remember that I will not hesitate to do what needs to be done to keep the Empire stable. If that's what you want, and if you refer to me again without using my proper title, you will be punished accordingly. Flavius, is that how you say it? Opens his mouth, his fur bristling, and Virginia feels some satisfaction in seeing it. He likely has never had a woman speak to him in such a way. Anything else, Magistrate Flavius? He stares hard through the screen, and Virginia stares back. That is all, Empress Regent. Very well, you are dismissed. Just before the porter call ends, and the screen goes black, Virginia hears a bit before the audio cuts off. Virginia can practically hear the magistrate spitting out her most popular names: whore, prostitute, bitch, cunt. Any gender-specific insult will do. Not that she minds, but Virginia knows Amicus didn't do enough to keep this from happening. Not intentionally, of course, and Virginia has refrained from pestering him about it, seeing how troubled he's become over the past several months. She'd remind him maybe twice, and he certainly thought he'd put together a reliable group of officials to aid her, but they hadn't been ready for this. She wonders if anything could have prepared Adastra for this. It's only been 3 days, or maybe only 2? She massages above her eyes with a thumb and middle finger. No emperor, and certainly no acting empress, can succeed without a strong backing from anyone. Oh, she looks... I want to hug her, if she'd allow it. Incredible. All my life's work for this? She begins muttering to herself, something she didn't do often before being left alone to rule. Of course, she never expected to be in this role. Ponty's goal had been at least to become an advisor, which she did. Poty's goal. Poty? And apparently failed terribly at because Amicus didn't think ahead. Who's Potus? She's Virginia, I don't know. There should be 10 advisors speaking with me right now. At this rate, I'll be overthrown in a year, if not months. I wonder how I'll be killed. I'm sure they'll be very creative about it. Apologies for interrupting, but Cassius is arriving in 15 minutes. What? Why? She asked the question out of complete surprise, not expecting Calm to know, and sure enough. I apologize, but I do not have that information. No forewarning of this return was given. He arrived on an Amorphan ship, which cannot be communicated with by Adastrian equipment due to the current strange relations. Right, Amorphan is the cat people, so interesting. The Pharaoh's talking with the cat people and Cassius coming back. Whatever the reason for Cassius' unexpected arrival, Virginia expects it's not good. Though she thinks about her brother, a few ideas come to mind. or as she thinks. Come, set out refreshments in the vestibulium to prepare for my brother's arrival, please. Of course, Empress Regent. I feel like even though it's kind of hard picking a time to cut it sometimes, because sometimes it ends there. But then times like this, it's like, like we're above that 25-minute mark, but still isn't that, thing. Oh well, it's alright. That's gonna be the end of this side play. So comment, guys, I like, comment, tell me what you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like my YouTube and like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos to help it grow and bleed and obey know your animals to help control the pet population. And if you want to play this game, it's available for free on HIO. But if you want to support the people that make this game and or get the news version earlier, then you can go to Patreon, which is $3 a month for this and other games. And until next time, another Let's Play by me, GamerWolfSix of Adastra. Sorry, force that. Khemia. Did I say Adastra before? Yeah, well. Hopefully everything goes well with everybody. So thanks and see ya.